Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I'm Nerdarchist Dave, and tonight I am joined by all these fine nerds. Of course, there's Nerdarchist Ted and myself, which you're probably familiar with. But if you're new to the channel, that we also have guest GM Robin, as well as Steven and Carlos hanging out with us. There's links to find them across the interwebs down in the description, so go check them out. They're awesome people. Why else would we have them here? With that, let's get into it and play some 5e D&D. I'm going to throw it to Robin, RGM.
Okay. All right. Before I turn the world on, let's do the recap. Unga, you are
Yes.
starting the recap tonight.
All right. So I sort of remember things happened. We weren't here last week, but I know we had gone to the Void, and in the Void we had met up with some. Actually, we met up with some really cool critters from that place that were very otherworldly, and we even empowered some of them. We kind of freed a stalactite monster that might have actually been the world from the tyranny of these tieflings. The tieflings were really good at setting traps, is what I remember. Um, but I don't want to hide everything that happened, so I'm just going to introduce my character, Unga Garrick Blackleaf, a half-orc ranger with, of course, his bosom buddy and traveling companion Sheldon. With that, I will throw it to Carlos.
What is good internet? My name is Carl Rivera. I'm playing Cassios, a half human, half centaur humanoid. And so I guess to take it where Dave left off, at that point, combat ensued. And let's just say we gave him a little bit more to chew off of. But with that, I will pass it off to Steven.
Hi everybody, I'm Stephen Partridge. I'm playing Prudence, our wonderful tiefling monk druid, lots of adjectives. I remember that we took on the tieflings, we kicked their asses royally. It was great. We freed the stalactites from them, we freed the world from them. We also discovered some interesting things in their hideout in various pockets. I won't say too much about that because I want to leave Ted a thing, but we ended going to Ted's grandfather's house, and I'll throw it to Ted.
So I don't have a whole lot of memory in regards to exactly what transpired in there. I do know that in one of the said items there was a fancy dagger that has an obsidian handle wrapped in black leather, and it's like a black steel blade that's like all kind of crisp curved, which anything black and obsidian reminds me of shadows, which absolutely interested in. So he kind of claimed that. I remember that we had a conversation with the tieflings. It's like, look, we already went through your hall of traps and we're fine. So do you really want to do this? And we ended back at my grandfather's where we're supposed to be getting ready for a party. So Sin is super excited about this.
Sarcasm.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Sin revels in conversation and what have you. So wait, you want me to get all dolled up and fancy and go talk to people? Let's do it.
Oh yes, that is precisely what's happening. You guys see some servants going back and forth, like carrying things into the house. Let's see. Your mother, Eliandrila, comes sweeping out the front doors, and she's like, well, the guests haven't arrived yet, but I'm glad that you have. I wasn't sure you were going to make it in time. And she immediately starts fussing with your clothes as if this is what you're going to wear.
Oh no, I have to put on a whole thing.
That's probably for the better, and that is probably a smarter choice. I will just leave that be then.
Would you happen to have anything appropriate for Talus?
Oh, I'm sure I can find something. And she will like walk over and she puts her hand on Talus's back and she kind of stiffens for a second.
Oh,
and
I was going to kind of like take Talus, like kind of and like hand her off to.
Oh, okay. Well, then you have saved them both a very awkward moment because she will proceed to take her arm and lead her into the house.
So I'll grab a servant and say, like, what needs doing? When is things supposed to start?
Well, we're still in the process of getting all the food set out. People will be here within the hour. Your grandfather's being a right nightmare about it, honestly. And I feel like the serving staff probably knows that you're not really at home to his behavior, and they're comfortable telling you as much.
Sure. Yes. I probably got along far better with the serving staff than anybody else. So if anyone who's been here for an extended amount of time, that they have complete liberties and know that I'm not going to go running off to the grandfather about it.
Can I pull the two tieflings we have to the side?
Yes.
And she will just look at them and say, "You are allowed to attend the party. You must be on your best behavior. If you steal anything, if you commit any crimes, I will summon nightmare creatures from the Feywild to eat your minds first." Do we understand?
Can I chime in on that and be like, I lived in the Feywilds. Believe me, some pretty messed up things in there. Things that will make you cold to the blood.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
Yes.
You can do that, Prudence. I'm just helping you out.
Okay. 1. That's not great. Wow, I rolled the same thing twice. 7.
Inspiration?
That said, that is enough to make Lazar quake in his boots. He looks terrified by everything you're saying. Orpheon is not impressed, but he does look as though he will behave.
Which one's the rogue?
I don't remember one of them being a rogue.
Well, in Unga's mind, they're a rogue because they make traps.
Oh, that's probably Lazar.
Lazar, okay. Unga's gonna kind of sweep in and grab Lazar by the arm. Come here, I got something I want to show you.
But he's following you because it gets him farther away from Prudence.
Yeah. Well, and also, I'm literally grabbing him by the arm.
Yeah, he is guarded off.
And I'm going to take him. I'm going to usher him to the cursed room.
Okay.
Outside it, and see this whole hallway and this door, and maybe on the other side of it, we need lots of traps.
Lots of traps.
You're the best trap maker I know.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll get right to work on that. And he immediately starts like picking the lock to get in there and get a look at the space he's working with. If you don't stop him and you wait long enough, you will see that he doesn't even bother going through the top door to see what's in the room. He is just looking at the space he's working with and like the canvas that he has to create on now.
Uga's gonna kind of step back and with Sheldon and every once in a while, like him and Sheldon will kind of like confer with each other in hushed tones and pretend that we know what he's doing.
Give me deception.
So I will say to the other two, and I guess 3, because the other tiefling is there. If you have anything more formal, more decorative, anything to gussy yourselves up, I highly recommend.
That's a dirty 17.
Okay. Yeah, no, he absolutely believes you and occasionally is asking for your input.
Oh, I definitely give it, and it's going to be ridiculous.
So good. Okay. All right.
And if I don't chime in, Sheldon does. And me and Sheldon will like each try to outdo each other on how like ridiculous it is. Like it'd be like, oh, we should have a crossbow bolt trap here, and be like, no, it should be the size of a ballista, or
What about repeating the rolling boulder? Because I mean, clearly, house, that would be a fantastic thing, right?
It would, absolutely. Sheldon will bring that up. Matter of fact, but he wants to know if there's a way for it to get to the end and kind of like then come back.
All right. I will point out you guys still have your guest rooms available to you, the ones that you were staying in before. So if you would like to go there to clean up, that is an option.
Oh yes, and I want to actually pull Cassios to the side as well. Dearest, I, more than anyone probably in our family immediately, understands the value of the natural appeal, right?
Mhm.
But we need to wear something more than a cloak and swimming trunks.
Huh. I see. Immediately just do some illusion magic like this, and I just wear something, something similar to what Sin was wearing. I mean, something that Sin's wearing looks real nice and whatnot. Like, oh, like this, or like this, and I'm wearing something similar to what Prudence is wearing, or like this.
Whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm about to change into the dress gifted to me by Sin's mother. So just so long as actually it could be quite interesting if his grandfather sees you like that. But that's your decision, I suppose. And she'll just like go into her guest room and start cleaning up and changing.
Give me a perception check. Prudence.
Okay. Perception is, oh my gosh, I rolled another 6 for 10. I've rolled 3 6s in a row tonight.
So
but your passive is a 14.
My passive is a 14.
Okay, well, in that case, you don't notice it immediately. You get into the room, you start to get your clothes out. It's when you're getting ready to lay your dress out on the bed, as is a time-honored tradition when you're getting ready for a party. You see the jar nestled beneath the blanket, just the lid of it poking up.
Oh, you're one of those. I find you quite interesting, actually. And she starts like looking at the jar and examining it. Can I?
Oh, it's the jar of eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
She wants to examine it to see what it does.
The eyes just follow you as you move it around, and it's full of brine, and there's like all the different eyes that keep swirling around the room and getting a look. And you can tell that the brine that's in there, it's like swamp water, right? Like, but the eyes are pressed up against the glass so they don't have to like try to see through it.
Okay. Would I know anything, given my adoptive mother, about what this sort of thing could be?
Right now, it's a warning.
It's a warning. Okay. Do I think that this is the sort of item that follows me, or was it put here by the people I left it for?
It is definitely here because you are here, but it is also here because it's here. You were not the person that took it to begin with, but you are the person that took it out of that room.
Oh, so does it want to go back to that room?
That you cannot tell.
Do you speak? Move all the eyes that way. If yes, move all the, just do whatever for no, because obviously you wouldn't know that.
No.
All right. So my next question is, who do you belong to? And she's just gonna kind of like tap on the jar and, like with her nails just absently tapping it as she's thinking, and trying to recall if there's anything like this at all.
The eyes roll a little bit with every tap.
She might start doing ping, 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 just to see if she can get them to roll like really quickly.
Yeah, she absolutely can.
All right. Well, I'll come back for you. And she changes her dress and leaves it just tucked in. Might like pull the covers around it just a little bit.
Oh, that's very sweet.
So thinking on what Prudence said earlier about that me changing attire and whatnot, I come and find Sin to get a better understanding of his grandfather, to see what may impress this fellow.
So you would be able to, whether you just follow me to my room or whether you ask one of the servants, you're able to easily find where I'm at.
Okay. Sin, do you have a moment, sir?
Indeed.
Brother, excuse me. Sorry, I'm sorry being so formal.
No need. How can I help you, dear brother?
Well, Prudence gave me a lot to think about in regards of my appearance.
What
And
are you currently in the guise of?
I'm just in my regular, just my regular outfit, if you will.
Your regular not wearing much. Got it.
Yeah. Would your grandfather approve of this?
He would certainly take offense.
Huh. Well, tell me about this fellow. What may he take a liking to, you think?
How much nobility have you interacted with?
Not much nobility beyond the, forest champions, but of the Feywild, but no real nobility you may be aware of.
Well, you understand, if you've spent time in the Feywild tend to like to do things up a bit, yes? Fancy garb, that's what the nobles like to do. Some say that the nobles have actually learned from the Fey. Care less who started it. But when you're going to a party or a soiree, you should dress up, look nicer. I mean, I like to look all the time, but there's looking nice and then there's looking nice.
I am picking up what you are putting down, brother.
So physically, what size is Cassius?
He's medium size, about maybe 6 foot.
About 6 foot, or what's your build? Are you stocky? Are you slim?
A bit lanky,
All right, so you're probably not too far off in size from me. I believe I'm like, in the 5'10" range. Let's go to the description here. Yeah, I'm 5'10", 160. So if you're 6 foot, that's not too far off from what I am. So I probably have extra clothes in my room that would fit. Would you say yes, Robin?
I would definitely say yes.
So I would pull you in, and you can see that I've got a couple different things laid out. I was in process of trying to figure out what I was going to put in together as my ensemble.
Okay. So I was checking out the closet.
So I point you towards the closet, and there was certainly stuff that's been left behind. So you can take your pick.
All right, here. So what do we got? I can see I like this one, and it's a emerald, vestments with matching pants for some. A little bit of embroidering onto the side. May I borrow this, if you don't mind?
It's yours.
Thank you. And I'm just kind of like, how do I wear it?
So I will instruct you as to how to properly adorn clothing.
Okay. So while I'm in the bathroom, you're giving me instructions on how to do it. I see this bar of smelling. I kind of see this cube that's smelly.
There's plenty of perfumes in this room, and colognes and whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
There are your options. With your liberty, Robin.
I'm sorry, I was pre-typing something for in a minute and I slipped and wasn't paying attention. What happened?
This is my old room, so I don't know how much liberty you're giving.
Oh no, absolutely. Whatever would be in here is in here.
All right, cool. All right. So then, yes, plenty of perfumes and accessories and whatever you Carlos can think of in a fantasy noble-esque.
Yeah.
Super.
So like,
there was money at
so
one
I,
point.
so I see like a bar of soap, and I was like, yeah, all right, let me just. It's just dry. You know what I mean? It's not even like wet or anything. I don't know what I'm doing with soap because I don't think there's soap in the Feywild.
Don't you
And then
use magic? I just wave a prestidigitation across you.
Okay.
That's
And
so
I'm
much
just like,
so much faster and less messy than.
oh wow, absolutely. All right. Well, I'll take these to my room and try these on. But thank you.
Absolutely.
And I just run off.
You have taken the clothes back to your own chamber for the time being. So give me a perception check.
Alrighty.
You've got a jar of eyes too?
All right. 21.
Immediately as you enter the room, you notice that you are not alone. There
Fuck.
are at least 4 frogs in here with you, and they haven't croaked yet, but you know the smell.
Okay. Fuck. So I look at them and without I don't think too much about these frogs, I suppose, but
Oh, they're big, wet, slimy suckers. They just crawled out of swamp water, like big, glistening, like croaky fucking frogs.
How big are their legs?
big frog legs.
So immediately, they shouldn't be here. Hear my head out the window. The door. No. Okay. Look back. They're still there. They're still there.
Yep.
And without I'm just gonna do a firebolt to kind of scare them off. Not necessarily to cause damage, but to kind of.
Yeah, the fire. It shows up. There's like the brightness for a moment, and the frogs take off in their respective directions. Right out the door.
The door?
Yeah.
Oh, so the window is not open.
Oh, did you open the window?
No, I looked out the door.
Oh no, the window is not open. Also, you're on the 2nd floor.
Yeah, the only logical explanation, they came through this door to get inside my room. Weird. I look at this
Is there a
trying not to think
coat laying around someplace?
Right. Try not to think too hard of the weirdness and proceed to try on my clothes again, but very more awkwardly than I would originally had done so.
All right. Unga, what are you doing to get ready?
You know what? I think he'll go back to his room and wash up in a wash basin and brush off his clothes and be like, "Oh, that angel blood's not coming out." But it's fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, that wash basin is full of swamp water for some reason.
Sheldon, are you playing another one of your pranks on me? And he just kind of does a crab shrug. It's really hard to do without shoulders.
Clack.
I will kind of like look through the swamp water and see if there's anything in there.
I mean, as far as things you would find interesting, actually, yeah, there's a little bit of silt in the bottom and some like crawdads.
I'm saving you guys for later. I'm going to look around the room and see if I can see does it look like anyone's been in here? Is there any tracks? I'll give the swamp water a little sniff and maybe a little taste and see if I can discern if I think it's of a particular swamp or type of swamp.
Actually, yes, you do think that the swamp is fairly familiar to you. And it's not super far from here. You grew up on the docks. And that little port town wasn't too far from a bog. You've drank this water before.
I will cast Speak with Animals,
Okay.
and I will scoop out. How many crawdads are there?
Two.
I'll
Two
scoop them.
crawdads.
I'll scoop them both out, and hey there, little guys. How did you get in here?
So they answer you with a presence in your mind. And of course, these are crawdads. They don't speak in words, but you get their best honesty. It's the darkness, the water, the motion of the water suddenly being displaced, their little bit of earth separated from all of the other water. A pair of long fingered hands scooping. You think they're gray.
The hands are gray and they're
Yes.
long-fingered. What color are the hands of the? Let's see. We didn't fight a hag. That was a fiend. I'm gonna need to find Prudence. I scoop them up and put them one on each shoulder, and tell them to stay there and hold on.
They proceed to hang onto your ears like a pair of crawdad earrings.
Perfect. Because I informed them there are certain folks that really enjoy eating crawdads, because they're delicious. Not that I've eaten any recently. And Sheldon knows all about those problems. So we're going to have to keep you guys away from lemon and drawn butter. But let's go ask Prudence what's going on. She'll know.
Cool.
So Prudence was actually on her way to warn everybody else about the things and just trying to like make the eyes not think that she's suspicious or anything and immediately get everyone else. So she's probably like right at your door.
Coincidentally.
What are those crawdads doing on your ears?
Hanging, mostly.
Yes. We may have a problem. Do you remember that jar of eyes?
Yeah, but there's a basin of swamp water from where I grew up, and it was in my room, and these guys were in it. This is Mike, and this is Ike.
Right. And she will run in and look at the water and just examine it to see if it seems to be related to everything else.
Oh, absolutely.
And as you do, I'll be like, hey, they told me that they were scooped up by long gray fingers.
Of course they were. And she just starts muttering curses to herself as she rushes to get Cassios and Sin as quick as she can. She will make a point of getting Sin last because she wants him to have as much time to enjoy as possible before everything goes to hell and high water.
So yeah, as you're making your way through my area, you see like two big ass frogs just leaving my area.
She just looks down. It's happening. It's happening. All right. Cassios?
A minute.
We don't have a minute.
And I just kind of, I come out half naked, even more so. Need a minute.
Your robe is gone, of course.
Ah.
At any rate, so do you remember that jar of eyes that we left for the Celestials? Apparently, whoever's jar of eyes that is does not appreciate it and is probably a hag and definitely is now messing with everything here, and the party is in grave jeopardy.
So as I peer my head back out again, I'm like, we're still shirtless. I just had the vest on. Oh, I'm still in my drawers, you know what I mean? Just vests. Just vests, just emerald dress and drawers. Like, oh, yeah. Yeah, give me like a minute. I'll be there in a second. Oh God.
I feel like making a Chippendales reference. Prudence will then get Sin so that Sin is aware as well, and just gives him a brief rundown of everything that's happened so far.
Is there anything messed up in my room?
No.
Well, I guess we should check the grounds before we go and notify my grandfather.
Yes. Also, I'm going to find out what they want. It's a hag. Hags always want something. It's never just a simple mess with you and be done.
So as I step out of the room, I'm all done up in whites, blacks, and purples, and the dog that's been following me around for a while, made of mostly shadow, has a bright purple bow
That's so cute.
attached around his neck. And I'm gonna say, Dusk, sniff around for something odd and just send them off. See
All right.
if,
I feel like your dog's just gonna stand in the middle of us and spin in circles.
Well,
That
you're
is a-
not odd to him. He smells you all the time.
Unga, Cassios, come with me in case she shows up. We want to keep this as contained as possible, and I think both of you are very good at containing things.
And at about that point, you hear the herald's horn blow, and people begin to be announced at the door.
Of course they are, because nothing can go right today.
Hey, Prudence, you said the jar of eyes is a problem?
Yes, and she
Well,
kind of
what
like
if you
opens her
opened the
hand.
jar and then we just smash the eyes or pop them?
Oh no, we don't do that.
Why not?
That is asking for more trouble. And she just like keeps flicking her hand open and closed. And when she does, it's almost like a Zippo lighter where it like ignites and then closes and ignites and then stuffs out. And she's and she's like, we could burn it all down. We could just burn it all down right now. That's the easiest solution here. We could burn it all down.
Sheldon says I vote for that one.
I like how Prudence answer is arson.
And then she marches to her room against her better judgment and looks at the jar of eyes, assuming it's still there. Is it still there?
Yes, it's still there.
What do you want? Come on. I know you're there. I know you can speak. Tell me what you want.
Over here
Really
from the
what?
mirror.
Of course. Theatrics? Really? At this hour? Right before a party? Of course. You're one of
Right
those.
before a party is the only time for theatrics, my dear. And she is standing there. She's like entirely gray, like just this very charcoal gray color. Like the color that you start turning when you're like smudging a number 2 pencil trying to shade a picture. Like that's her all over. And she's got like her long gnarled fingers curled around the top of this walking stick that she has, and like very long, like seaweed green hair that's just almost like a cloak around her shoulders, and like shawls, just layers and layers of shawls. Like you've seen the Dark Crystal, Agra, like Agra shawls.
Okay.
So Unga will point at her hands. Oh, I know those fingers.
I'm sure you do. By the way, and she looks at Unga and Cassius. No names.
No fair
Yeah,
warning,
okay.
dear.
So, what shall I call you?
Fern.
All right, Fern. What do you want?
Oh, the master of the house disrupted my plans quite severely, and I intend to ruin his.
Oh, well, I mean, fair. We like ruining his plans too, so I can't even fault you there. But that being said, why did you not enjoy messing with the Celestials? I specifically set you up with the prime candidates to fuck with.
Oh, I never said I wasn't going to. I just still have this business to do, and since you were kind enough to point me in their direction, I thought I would give you a little warning.
Well, that is very gracious of you, but could you not?
Warn you?
No, could you not do whatever it is and just go back to the angels?
Oh, no, of course not. I have to do this. He fucked with me. I have to fuck back with him. It's the code.
What did he do exactly?
What if we made a bargain?
Do
I'm
not
listening.
suggest that.
Like, we don't want her to mess with the party. We just make a deal.
I'm willing to make a deal.
No. And she looks at Unga, and then she like grasps her, like digs her fingernails into her forehead. It's like, why did I bring him? Why
What?
did I bring him?
Why do you say
brother,
that?
that may not be wise.
Why do you say that? You're always trying to make a deal with everybody we fight with. The first time I want to make a deal, we can't make a deal?
Not this one.
Why? You have something against old ladies with green hair?
Absolutely.
Oh, well, that's odd.
It may not be completely wise to barter with someone that we know very little of.
It hurts crustaceans and takes them out of their natural habitat.
Yeah.
I would like to go back to the aforementioned question as to what this landowner, dwelling owner did to, shall we say, mess with you.
Oh, it was back when he was traveling. He and his companions rather decisively shut down an operation I was working. Set me back nearly a century.
Hmm.
Do go on.
Oh, you know wizards. Always with their bright robes and their chicanery.
Oh, what you got against wizards? Like, what? Come on, man.
Oh, are you going to tell us a story? Sheldon loves stories.
No, I don't think I will. The most important part is what happens after. He took something rather important to my plans at the time, and in doing so, rendered null several of my previous agreements, which of course have been reinstated now, but it hardly matters because most of those people are dead. I'm quite peeved.
And that's this. And she points at the jar of eyes.
Oh, yes.
So you just want this back?
Oh, no, you already gave it back to me, dear. Most of the people those eyes belong to have passed long ago. Mortals.
Right.
How did we give it back to you?
Oh, did your sister not tell you? She specifically left me that little breadcrumb in the office of Angelic Affairs.
And
I
how-
thought it might be a nice way to get back at the ones who cut off our friend's wings. And she's very pointedly not using the name.
I thought you were just going to throw it at them and make them all icky with eyeballs.
Yeah.
So then, is this a different jar? Is this the same jar?
It is the same jar.
Do the eyes look any different than when it was here not all that long ago?
No.
I am very confused.
I was passing it back to let her know that I was in the neighborhood. So that if you want to miss the chaos I'm about to cause, you can.
Hey, can you see through those eyes?
Yes.
I go over to the jar, pick it up, and shake it. What does this look like?
Oh. Oh. Roll initiative.
She manages to keep her composure quite well. I can show you if you want.
Okay.
All right. So the next thing that happens is Unga is lifted a couple inches off the ground and spun around really fast. and then placed back down where he'd previously been standing.
Sheldon bobs up and down. Do me next. Do me next.
And she does indeed do Sheldon next.
Sheldon vomits all over.
Oh.
We're
Okay.
we're in Prudence's room.
Yes.
Gotta clean that later. I need a stronger spell than prestidigitation to clean up that mess.
And just remember, Sheldon's favorite thing to eat is carrion.
You just do it over and over and again.
That's how it's got to be.
Which I will begin doing.
Anyway, there isn't any stopping me. But you can spare yourselves the trouble.
Could you at least give us a hint about what you're planning?
Hmm.
Are we talking violence or fun?
Oh,
What?
I'm going to find it quite fun.
Will I get to hit things with my axe?
And you'll wait 24 hours.
No. The guests are here now.
I feel like
That's
Unga
fine.
says no at the same time as the hag. We're just answering different questions.
I gave you my due diligence. If you decide to stay, it is at your peril. And she vanishes from the mirror.
Ah,
I
well,
could burn it all down right now. We could just set it all on fire.
I put my hand on your hands like
Well,
arson is nothing.
I know the swamp where she lives.
You do?
Yeah, it's not too far from where I grew up. You want to go cut her head off?
How close is it?
Oh, it's a
Uh,
couple days right out. At least.
Yeah. Who broke the door? Was it Sin or was it Cassio?
broke the door.
If
The wards on the door to the room where the eyes were.
No. The door we used to travel.
Oh. Oh,
Yes.
no, it just ran out of charges. That's just what happened.
Unga's
It was-
pretty
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Unga's pretty sure the last person to use it broke it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That is a reasonable thing for Unga to think.
Sin would not have, been dealing with that. That's a weird item. That's definitely Prudence or Cassius.
Somebody, and I kind of side eye Cassio, didn't break the door. We could be there and back in no time.
They are
I
still
didn't break the
announcing
door.
people at the door, by the way.
Oh dear.
Well,
How do we handle this? We need to get everyone out first.
I have an idea.
Excellent. Go do the idea.
Yay.
so I just kind of step out of the room and I'm gonna go look for grandfather.
Okay. You find him in his office straightening his tie in front of a standing mirror.
I've got the silk purple cravat. I'll make sure it's I'm done up as best I can before I knock on his door.
Come in. And he looks like he's in Armani. Like he's just in a very nice suit.
Mm-hmm. So I know what today is. So I give him even more than I normally do in regards to his due and what have. I do believe there is a problem, grandfather.
There is always a problem. It is something to check off of the list of things. And he turns to face you and just sort of looks at you over his shoulder.
Well, I will make this short. Apparently, some time ago, you and your friends decided to mess with a hag. The hag has decided that since you are throwing a party today, that she would like to come mess with you and your guests.
I see.
My dear sister, the purple tiefling, if you didn't remember, she was brought up by hags. There's some kind of connection going on. I don't fully understand all of it, but the hag appeared to her in a mirror just in her room upstairs, said that she's giving us fair warning, and should we so like to do anything about it, we could. But I thought it best to give you your warning.
Thank you. I will try to figure out what's going on and mitigate as much as possible. It is not possible to reschedule this at such a late hour. And this is very important, Sin.
Guests are already being announced, so
Yes, get down there, dance with a couple of people. Just enjoy yourself. I will take care of this.
I'll slip my wand out and just do a quick flourish with it and bow. Hopefully that's enough to say, hey, I'm at the ready for whatever. And
Yeah, no, give me insight.
I'm actually somewhat decent at insight. That's a 23, 22.
Oh, he wants you at that party more than he wants you helping figure out the hag situation. He has ulterior motives.
Okay.
He's gonna get Sin married.
I mean, he can offer. I don't have to go through with anything. But as I step out of the room and begin making my way, I will absolutely do as I said I was going to do. And I am going to cast Enhance Ability. And, obviously towards Charisma.
All right.
Eagle Splendor.
Mm-hmm.
And,
you got it.
And begin making my way and, talk and schmooze and dance and whatever have.
Okay, and what is everybody else up to presently?
So I have a way to get people out of the house with still thinking they're in the house.
Oh. Oh.
I move over to Sin, seeing him having, a good old part, making people, comfortable and whatnot. Sin, this area is not safe. I can create a large enough room, not here, if you know what I mean, to get people out of harm's way.
Unless you can put it on an alternate. What did he use? Plane. I don't understand all of this Arcana stuff. She's still going to show up.
Mm.
You put it in this room or the room outside, it's still in this locale.
That's true.
Are you gonna magnificent mansion and put the doorway in the actual doorway?
I didn't pick it.
That would have been great.
But that would have been a solid pickup.
Yeah, if we had magnificent mansion, that would have worked.
Uga's going to cast Pass Without Trace on himself, Sheldon, and the Crawdads, and we're going to lurk around the edges of the room, prepared to dismember something.
Cool.
Right. I want to look for a specific guest.
Okay. Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for either an enchanter of the darkest arts, or alternatively, a priest.
I see. So, you are unable to find a priest, but you can find an enchanter of the darkest arts, and you can find a paladin.
Okay, I will go to both of them, and I will approach them each with a bucket of water, and I will tell them, we need 1 bucket of shadowed water. We're talking the most shadow-felled water you can possibly imagine. And we also need 1 bucket of holy water.
So the enchantress is intrigued by this, and she is, very tall, dressed. She's got like bones sewn into her clothing, like bird bones, but they are bones, and it does cast a rather eerie look, and like feathers as well around the caps of the sleeves. And she And we'll take your bucket and take this as a party challenge, like almost like you're saying that she can't do it and she's more than willing to show off for you, thinking this is just a party game. The paladin, on the other hand, is kind of leaning back against the table with his chin up a little bit, like looking at you like, why? Why do you need holy water right now?
Do you want me to be forthcoming and ruin your night?
Oh,
Or
now
you
I'm
want me to
even
lie
more
to me?
intrigued, and the thing that will ruin my night is not knowing.
All right, I need to smite a thing, and I think that would help me to do it.
He proceeds to bless the bucket and pass it to you.
Thank you.
Tell me all about it when you're done.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, you may see it. We'll see what happens. You might want to have your weapon and armor on you also.
I have dress armor, and he'll excuse himself from the room to go get changed.
All right.
Is that a new party game, Bless and Pass?
Yep. And then Prudence will go to the others and say, all right, I have 1 bucket of Shadowfell water and 1 bucket of holy water. This is important because hags don't like either.
Oh.
Ted, I will have
Yes.
you know that there are just gaggles of young women that are occasionally walking over to where Sin is and chatting him up. Unga was spot on. Your grandfather absolutely has ulterior motives, and he is definitely trying to marry you off.
Well, I mean, I will gladly, allow people to chat, and I will, as much as I'm able with my persuasion of a +8 at advantage, offer compliments and give everyone, their seeming amount of time, and without, trying my best, without looking to offer insult, I am still looking to, wait for Talus to make their appearance.
Okay.
You know what? Part of me wants to fuck with Sin at the moment. I know I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't.
Do what you have to do, man.
I'm very sorry for wasting a level 5 slot on this, folks. Sorry, but the fuckery, I can't help it. Seeing all these women flock to city meeting, I'm gonna cast Seeming on him. It's a 17 charisma save. If you want to fail, I'm cool with that.
Well, what are you talking to me of I'm gonna do this, or are you just casting it on me?
Oh, all right. You're. I should actually talk to you first. I'm gonna come to you. Hey, do you want these women to leave you be, or are you liking the attention?
I'm not certain if you have observed, but I always like attention. Now, would I be able to, with my insight check on my grandfather and all of these women here, would I be able to put 2 and 2 together?
Oh, yes.
Well, I'm certainly going to be able to outsmart my grandfather's plan. There's no need to waste your magic. Save it for when the unexpected guests arrive.
All right, brother. But just let me know if you need some extra help.
So
just to let you know, I was gonna cast Seeming on you to make you look fugly as hell.
Yeah, I would absolutely try and resist that, and I'm at a +8 on charisma. So
that sounds like famous last words to me.
But when you say, if I need some help, I will absolutely put my arm around your shoulder. And since I know that you're dressed nicely, because I had a hand, I will begin pulling him into the conversation and using some of that amazing persuasion ability that I have to.
Oh, you're gonna wingman him?
Oh no!
I'm gonna wingman him.
Oh no!
Oh no! It's Uno reverse. So
Right.
Unga and Sheldon are lurking around the edges at a 22 and 35.
35.
Oh,
Sheldon's super sneaky, man.
Sheldon is super sneaky. Sheldon is impossibly stealthy. I'm impressed.
No one expects a stealth grab.
Hmm.
But also, the pass without trace does wonders for that.
No, of course. But
Hmm.
35, dear God.
So where in the room are all of you stationed?
Prudence would like to be stationed where the showiest place is, wherever most of the attention is, because
Oh,
she imagines that's
no.
where things are gonna go down.
There's a little stage in the corner, and right now there's someone up there playing the harp.
Well, if we were miniatures, I'd be base to base with Sid.
Yeah, we're chatting up the females, and I'm trying to I'm trying to showcase how awesome Cassius is.
Make a persuasion
Yeah.
check. Because it would be criminal not to have you roll it while you've got Eagle Splendor on.
24.
Yeah, no, they are very interested in Cassius. In fact, like, this is working very well, exactly how you meant it to. But the two of you, as you're doing this, are standing near to the table with all the snacks and the punch, and you do notice as you are talking to them and doing this, somebody about to go get a cup of punch, except that there's a very small crocodile in the punch bowl.
Oh no. Oh no.
How small would you say small?
Like, small.
It's a punch bowl.
So small enough that I could mage hand it out?
Possibly. I mean, it might try to fight you, but you could definitely try.
Like, I don't need to be on top of it. I can mage hand from 20 feet away.
You can mage hand from 20 feet away. The question is, if it wriggles, is it going to draw attention to itself?
Would you allow me either a sleight of hand or a stealth with this?
I absolutely would allow you a sleight of hand.
So while that's happening, if you don't mind, can I cause a bit of a distraction?
Oh yes,
minor
absolutely.
illusion?
You can give advantage on that check by causing a distraction.
I don't need it, but I'll take it.
So yeah, like I literally just like loads of firecrackers, all these Johns, and next to like, oh my god, you're so cool. You haven't seen half of it, baby. You know, I'm just like fireworks everywhere.
It's like
Well,
Chris Angel walked into a Hot Topic or something. I don't know. I lost
I'm
that metaphor
free.
about halfway through. They're just very much enjoying your performance.
Oh
Sleight
Lord.
of hand 24.
Yeah, no, you have now acquired a small crocodile. And no one is the wiser. Where are you going to put it?
Are like in the room we have, is there like an open window or any of that kind of stuff?
No, it's a ballroom. I mean, there's a balcony, but it's really more of a terrace. Like, it's on ground level. You could probably hop over the edge, but
I'll head towards the terrace and try to, like, whatever I'm engaged with, whatever, crew or people, I'll mention something about, some fresh air, and I'll step outside and, begin, dancing this little flying crocodile out the window and down into the ground, or onto the ground.
Yep, there it goes. Crisis averted.
I can't believe you're going to yeet it out a window.
I wasn't gonna throw it. I wanted to, like, my sister is a druid. I'm not gonna, and well, more importantly, you, the ranger, what serious problem if I just start hurting animals for no reason. But like, just wanted to out the window and down to the ground and unseen. That's all.
I'm not gonna lie. This hag is kind of Fern is kind of winning Oonga over. Crawdads, crocodiles, like
Frogs.
He's gonna go make a deal with this hag. He's starting to like her.
Oh Lord.
I mean, the mirror is still right where you left it, if you really mean that.
Oh. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the mirror with Sheldon.
All right, so she appears before you. I see you've come without your less wise counterparts. What can I do for you?
Yeah, so I sit cross-legged in front of the mirror, uh, draping my axe over my lap and crossing my arms with my hooked hand beneath my good one. Frogs, crawdads, crocodiles. You've you've got great taste.
Thank you.
So, why do you keep bringing all these cool animals here?
I'm
Are you,
from
you're trying to make the
Louisiana.
party better. I think you're tricking us.
Because Theodonos hates them.
He does. Well, he
Oh,
was
he
keeping
doesn't believe that
Fernando.
animals belong in the house.
He was keeping Fernando prisoner.
Fernando.
I pull out Fernando.
I see. A man of culture.
Well, people usually annoy me until I cut off their heads. But
Ah,
I like animals better.
that's entirely understandable. I am rather partial to animals myself.
So, I think more animals will make the party better.
Indeed.
What else do you got in there? And I start tapping on the mirror.
It doesn't quite work like that, but I can send you more animals.
What kind of animals?
Oh, any kind of animal, you name it. Of course, it would involve making a deal.
Oh, what kind of deal?
It depends on what kind of animal, doesn't it?
I confer with Sheldon. Sheldon wants a friend.
Sheldon wants a friend. I see. I have just the thing. Now, this will be quite a useful friend, mind you. And some might consider the price quite steep.
What do you need? Do you need
A
someone's
favor.
head cut off? That's like a specialty of mine.
Yes, actually, I do.
Okay, whose?
Ah, see, you're nowhere near them now, but I will know when you are. So the deal is, I will give you this friend for Sheldon, this very useful friend for Sheldon. And once I do, you'll owe me a favor. Just a death, just a head. I promise it's no one you're related to.
Okay, no one I'm related to. Let's see, does that cover everybody? And no one I'm related to can be related to them.
Done.
Deal.
Very good. Well then, I will come and see you about that head later on. Check the wash tub. And then she vanishes from view again.
All right. Oh, Sheldon, did she mean our wash tub or did she mean Prudence's
what?
wash tub? Well, I guess we
Joke's
can
on
check
that.
this one first.
The joke's on the hag because of Daddy. We're related to everybody.
Yeah.
There's a crab
Hmm.
just kind of chilling there in the wash tub, like a normal sized crab, like
Yeah.
crabception.
So I scoop out the crab from the wash basin and present it to Sheldon. Sheldon, it's a mini Sheldon.
It is Sheldon's familiar.
What is does Sheldon inform me of that? Does he
Sheldon does inform you of that.
You got a familiar What's a familiar?
I mean, some magical bullshit. I'm sure Prudence knows better than I do.
You're
Well,
always a Sheldon.
What's your I try to do quotey fingers, but I only got one hand, so it's like quotey fingers and hook. What's your familiar's name?
Huh.
I'll try and
I'm gonna-
sex the crab. Is it a boy or a girl?
Give me animal handling.
All right. That's a 21. Nat 20.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a girl crab.
Have you considered Shelly? Or,
I
I mean,
don't
that might
know.
be rude. Maybe we should ask her if she's got a name.
And like you hear the crabs conversing with one another. And he's like, yeah, but you couldn't pronounce it.
Can we just call her Shelly then?
We can just call her Shelly then.
Crabs conversing is just them bobbing up and down doing this.
Yes.
Oh,
Just remember, sin has enlarged.
do you want Shelly to ride on your back or my shoulder?
I mean, there's no reason that it can't be both occasionally.
Yeah. Well, your shell is kind of slick. I mean, in a
Oh, you
good
should
way.
take her for now.
All right, I'll put her on my shoulder, and then we'll sneak
Kind of
back.
like the little sister I never asked for.
Yeah, and then we'll sneak back into the party. Like
It is
nothing
at about the
happened.
time that you return to the party that the harp music stops. And it's about that time that Sin, your mother Elia, and Talus both enter the party, and they come in together, which is most irregular and immediately causes people to start whispering, but they only whisper more when they realize that the woman that is accompanying the lady of the house is human. Now, they're all like, all of these party goers are here in these flashy colors and bedecked in gemstones and silks and like just peacocking all the way to hell and back. But Elia has dressed Talus in black and silver, just this deceptively simple gown that in its simplicity stands out among all of these bright colors. And there's definitely some rumors instantly.
So I would say like at this moment, oh, I don't know what is happening, but like I would turn with everybody else, and even if like I like certainly a faux pas, but like mid word or mid conversation, just divert attention all that way.
And you see your mother say something to her, and she like kind of starts crossing the floor to you. Looking extremely uncomfortable being stared at, mind you, because everybody is.
So then I would like kind of like pull my eyes away for a moment towards, you know, the harpist or any of the musicians, like carry on.
And so they do, and they start into something slow because they know, they understand, they've done this gig a while.
And then I would, you know, turn back to Talus, and far grander of a bow than what I gave my grandfather not all that long ago. I would do a whole sweeping scenario as a performance that is a 21.
Yeah, no, people are still staring and they are still whispering, but like you can kind of hear a more envious edge as opposed to the maliciousness that it was a moment ago. And Talus is absolutely enchanted by this.
So I will. That is a 17 sleight of hand as I flourish and pull out a flower that I had, you know, kind of pulled earlier from the gardens and present it to her.
And she'll like take that almost hesitantly and probably tuck it in her hair, which is also a faux pas. Like she's probably supposed to let you do that, but she doesn't know that, and it's, you know, just that little bit of a misstep.
And then I will, you know, offer out my hand, and you know, with the other gesture towards the center of the dance floor.
And what is everybody else up to?
Prudence is keeping an eye out for this hag wherever she can see her, just waiting on some terrible thing to happen.
Well, the floor is slowly starting to fill with water.
Okay, I am also getting vials of this water just on my person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will start kind of watching, especially Sin's grandfather, to see what he's doing, because he apparently was doing a thing, right?
Oh, he's turning purple currently.
Oh no. I cast Seeming on that's worth a level 5 slot. I cast Seeming on him to make him look just normal and dandy.
I get on the stage.
Hey, Prudence gets on the stage.
I get on the stage and I address everyone now that the music has stopped. And I say, friends and esteemed guests, thank you for attending tonight's evening. As you can see, our gracious host, she points at Sin's grandfather.
Hey,
and
real
then
quick,
Sin-
Unga, off to the side while lurking, takes his bag of holding, places it on the ground, and opens it up.
has facilitated this lovely and brilliant display of a theme night of holiday feelings on the bayou. And as she says this, she will cast fairy fire in a 30-foot area. So it looks like fireflies of different colors, just like floating around and causing different people to shimmer when they touch them with whatever color they happen to be touched with. And most of them, she's kind of trying to orchestrate to complement everyone's dress. And she's basically trying to make this lean even more heavily into this like swamp aesthetic, right? But as like a party theme.
Well played, Prudence.
Nice.
Well played.
And then she will like look to the musicians and kind of like get them to play something that is culturally locally relevant to whatever swamps are nearby.
Yeah. And they will proceed to do so. Like there's that one slow song, there's that gap in between, and then suddenly you have swamp music.
Cool.
Bing, 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 bing.
And Grandpa Tresrel looks absolutely fine, thanks to our resident illusionist. He does not look angry in the slightest. In fact, he seems perfectly fine with everything that's going on.
Not only that, but he, despite whatever jowls he may have and scowling he is, he looks like he's just happy to see everybody. Like anything, he's like, he really he's like.
Did Cassio
like,
just invent filters?
Yes. I Instagrammed him.
That's hilarious.
Am I able to put a dent in the water with the bag of holding?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think that it's very clever that you made a drain, and you should get a point of inspiration for that. And I'm the DM, so I can give you a point of inspiration for that. Please take.
Well, that's awesome, because when we came back, I rolled really poorly for the stealth check for Sheldon, so I re-rolled it. So yay, inspiration.
Okay. Yes, it's keeping the water to a manageable level. There's still about an inch, but an inch is about enough that most people's shoes are keeping them from getting wet, and they're just sort of like gliding along top of the water and feel like it's part of this nice party.
Can I go over to Cassios and whisper in his ear, can you make the water sparkle? Or put up some candle lights that are floating around, or something moody.
Carlos, you make the best facial expressions.
Thank you. Someone thinks I do.
Hasn't Sin used dancing lights, or am I thinking of a different character?
I don't think I've got dancing lights. I've got prestidigitation. That's about it.
I have illusionary terrain. Busted a level 4 spell slot for that one to make the, area, as Prudent asked for, a bit of a swampy, glowy, luminescent water and whatnot as people walk through. It's kind of like, like glows by with the floating candle lights.
This is brilliant GMing. By the time the hag drops the Catablepus on us, our heavy hitter spellcasters will be out of all their highest level spell slots.
So how long has the party been going so far?
It's been a couple of hours at this point. We're like nearing, kind of like these things usually last the whole evening. Like you've got to block out a good 6 hours. We're approaching about hour 3.
Well, I'm gonna say that I will have, at some point in time, the spell is, and I will continue it for a while. So I'll do a second casting of enhance ability.
Okay.
But I will not have it going the entire time. Not to blow everything. I will, occasionally prestidigitate things, clean or smell or taste just to enhance things. I really wish I had more fun spells to use in this kind of thing.
So go on.
I was just going. So Sin, you hear Unga's voice come out of the shadows. Hey, brother. When do these things kind of like peak? Because whatever the hag's gonna do, that's gonna be her big finale, probably.
I'm sorry, did you say hag? Talus.
Yeah, but it's fine. We got it under control.
Just looks at you.
No, I turn away from the fact there's no way I could spot him. My perception sucks. I wouldn't even bother rolling. But I would turn away from the voice and turn back to Talus. Yeah, we got some kind of warning. My grandfather pissed off a hag, a number of years ago, and because I think Prudence has got some relationship with a hag, that they were offering some kind of warning that if we wanted to get out, we could, but she's supposed to come and mess up the party.
Should I get my sword?
I mean, if you want to have it at the ready, that is entirely up to you. I don't know how much sword fighting you've done in dresses.
None, but how hard could it be?
Well, if you wish to not, I'm certain that we can handle it, but I'm certain that you are of your own mind and will get to make your own decisions.
It's at about that moment that the paladin that gave Prudence the holy water wanders by in full plate. He's like got his wine glass. He just sort of lifts it in your general direction on his way by to the snack table, being a bro.
Is the paladin getting looks from some of the ladies as well?
Yes.
So I'm certain that, because I cannot just, entirely ignore all of these people. I've got I'm part host here, even though it's grandfather's thing. You got to schmooze and talk around. So I would, of course, be kind of deflecting some of this towards any that could possibly seem like a worthy candidate. I'm good insight, I'm good persuasion, so I give the people a read and I figure out where can I deflect, where can I bounce.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make a roll for me, just happenstance. Just roll the d20, tell me what it lands on.
For sure. That's gonna be a 7.
Okay. Happenstance does not kick in.
Okay.
So you guys, you continue with the party. It goes on a little while longer. There are people dancing. At one point, somebody makes a scene and throws a drink in someone else's face. But for the most part, they're nobles behaving like nobles, and it's quite dreamy and romantic. But also, people are sort of wheeling and dealing behind the scenes. There are a couple more incidents where you have to take care of some mosquitoes. You tell me how you handle that.
Who wants up on the mosquitoes?
Yeah, I got something for that, man. Got some firebolt action.
And they just go up like bugs tend to do.
Yeah,
whatever guest sees that are like, wow, fireworks, nice.
I would frost bite or ray of frost to any that are being problematic if need be.
All right, so you get that under control fairly simply. It's just a couple of things like that, just little nuisances, vines that start coming down from the ceiling and just hanging there. The night seems to be getting more wild as it goes on. And it's about hour 5 that you notice that the walls don't seem to be there anymore? Question mark. There's trees, like really closely knit trees that appear to be making walls, but they're definitely not the walls of your childhood home.
Huh.
Is it illusory?
Yes. It's all part of the festivities, folks.
No.
What's going on? What's going on? I know it's not Bob. What's going on? That's not me. I let my brothers know that's not me. That's not me. That's not
Right.
me.
I'm going to ask this question, but it is more geared towards anyone who would have a chance of noticing. But would someone like Prudence or Cassius think that we have somehow been slowly teleported or shifted elsewhere? Like,
If someone would like to give me Arcana,
I would love to.
Sure.
Can I just ask the
21.
trees?
I'm
Yes, you can
rolling
ask.
like crap.
What'd you get, Prudence?
I got a 9.
Cassius. You are the
21.
one. Yeah. You were the one that knows. Sort of, but not entirely. You know how Luster is both here and on the elemental plane of fire at the same time. You
Sure.
are currently both here and in the Feywild at the same time.
Oh no, this is the best and worst thing that's ever happened to me.
I don't know. I mean, so far we've dealt with minor hassles. I don't think we have anything to worry about with this thing.
So I can't speak with plants. So I was at this party in a ballroom, and now you guys are all here. Any of you know what's going on?
Oh, we
Yeah.
just leaned around to get a look.
So I let everyone know, like, hey, I think we are and aren't in the Feywild. We're here and there and everywhere at the same time.
That's interesting because this place already bordered the Shadowfell.
Oh man.
Wait,
It's almost like-
you're a Feywild tree?
Yes.
You don't look like a Feywild tree.
What does a Feywild tree look like?
I don't know. But I
And
know
how
what
do you know
regular
I don't
trees
look like
look
a
like.
Feywild tree?
But I know what regular trees look like, and you look like a regular tree.
I do not know what I look like. I don't have eyeballs.
Well, I mean, plants sense stuff other ways. But do you know a hag? She's named Fern.
I do not know a hag named Fern.
Well, that's good. So did you come to us or did we come to you?
Both.
Both?
Both.
Did you want that to happen?
I was not particularly caring one way or the other. We were invited, and so we peered over to look, and we will go back.
When are you going back?
When we get tired of seeing this, perhaps in 1,000 years or so.
Oh.
I reckon I don't recognize any of these trees.
Not specifically.
Who
I mean,
invi-
you recognize the types of trees. They are definitely from the Feywild. You've seen them before, but they're not, specifically like the tree you scratched your name into when you were a kid or anything like that.
Yeah.
Who invited you?
Ah. The older woman.
Did she give you a name?
No, it is unwise to do that in the Feywild.
Yeah. Prudence said something about that. And then immediately asked the hag her name.
Odd that she would think that she would get a straight answer.
Yeah, I guess so. Huh. Did anybody else come with you guys?
And the tree sort of shivers, and then there's like a wind through the leaves, like down the line of trees.
Oh, like they're asking everyone else?
I mean, no, they're showcasing how many of them came.
Oh, just all the trees. Yes, but was there anybody other than trees that have come?
Oh, yes.
Oh, who else came?
There are smaller plants. There are insects and birds and snakes and the bear.
Did you say bear?
Yes.
Interesting. Do you know where the bear is at right now?
You get a Ted, you're stop making me laugh. You get a gesture from one of the tree's gnarled limbs, like off in a direction toward where the door would be.
Thanks, buddy. It's been great chatting with you. I'll be back in a bit. And I'm gonna go
Go
trot
in
over to the group.
safety.
Siblings? There's a bear
Yes.
running around somewhere here, and the trees say that the hag invited them, and so they leaned in to take a look. And in 1,000 years or so, they may lean out when they're bored of the party.
1,000 years or so. I don't think grandfather's going to be quite pleased about that.
No, and I mean,
Ah.
honestly, the trees seem very nice, and I wouldn't hold it against them. But I don't think they perceive time the same way we do.
I mean, they wouldn't.
Because they're
But
like
where is this
trees.
bear?
And I point in the direction that they pointed. We should probably go check in on that.
So, what are the guests doing at all of this?
They're still dancing. They're still acting like everything is normal.
And what is Talus's reaction? Is she like paying attention to what they're talking about? Is like,
Yes. Yeah, she's here with you. She's listening to what's going on. She's taking it in and assessing the situation per usual.
did she collect her sword when we were talking about it earlier?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, she did.
Listen, shout out to the companion wine for making this all possible because, I don't think if they weren't drunk off their ass, they would not perceive this shit.
Well, how long does seeming last?
8 hours.
So I imagine if I look over at my grandfather, he still looks like it's the bee's knees.
Oh yes, he's
Yeah.
smiling at you for once.
Oh gosh, it's like the smile filter on TikTok.
I guess I just give him a nod, and
That is
I'm
like the most terrifying thing Sin has experienced the whole campaign.
very, very perplexed, getting a smile from my grandfather.
Oh, he's still smiling as you nod to him, but you see him break the straw he's holding.
Best of all, no concentration needed. So if I get knocked out,
This is going to be fun tomorrow. Well, do we go and talk to the bear, or
Yes, I'm heading in that direction. Well, the thing about bears is you generally have to be very forceful one way or another.
kill him with kindness.
Should we all-
You might want to stand up as tall as you can and make yourself seem bigger.
should we all go together, or do you wish to go deal with this yourself?
I mean, I can do either. It does not matter to me.
Collectively, and I'll just kind of like gesture towards everyone, let them weigh in.
Everything here seems to be under control for now. But if needed, I'll come.
Cassia, what do you know about Feywild bears?
I don't know, DM. What do I know about Feywild bears?
Well, You know that there are a lot of owl bears in the Feywild. You know that there are
Mhm.
various kinds of, I'm not going to say normal bears because they're not normal. Like most of them have got some weird thing going on. Like you've at one point seen one that was basically a Christmas tree version of a bear, but it still moved and everything like normal. You know, you've seen one that could very well have been entirely constructed of diamonds. Like just strange things, like things tend to be strange in the Feywild.
So while
Men-
divulging that
Do you mention all of that?
yes, I mentioned all of that, but still saying to be honest though, I have seen all of this, but my time in the Feywild was short in, I guess, human years, but
Sin would very much love to see a green furred bear that's got, glowing lights on it. That would be amazing.
Well, I'm going to find out this very shortly, so I begin heading in that direction.
I slowly
Right.
follow.
So you get out of the ballroom, and when it's quiet in the hallway, you can hear someone somewhere up the stairs going, no, 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 it's okay. Please don't do that. It's a nice doggy. Stay there where you are.
Do we recognize the voice?
Lazar.
Hmm.
He's the purple tiefling.
Yeah.
The one that you set to making traps.
Yep. So I'm going to go see about the doggy that Lazar is referring to.
Well, it's definitely not a dog. It is definitely the bear in question, and it appears to be a normal grizzly bear, but with like chains hanging from its fur, and they're all silver and gold.
Like bondage chains, or like bling, or like chain devil style. What are we talking?
More like bling.
Okay. Big Fuzzy is his rap name.
Okay, more like, but not exactly. There are no medallions or anything. The chains aren't like excessively thick. They're like jewelry chains.
Okay. Mr. Bear? Hey, Bear.
You still have speak with animals up, or was it speak with plants you cast?
I always speak with plants, but I can cast speak with animals again.
Unless you just speak Sylvan, do
Mhm.
ya?
I do not. And wait a minute, do I speak Sylvan? I don't think I do. I do not. Does Cassio speak Sylvan? He's
Well,
currently
Cassius had to
missing.
go.
Yeah. I will cast speak with animals.
Okay. So the bear like kind of turns and like jangles as it does so, lumbering around to look at you. And stares. And its eyes are like sapphire blue, like literally sapphire blue, like cut gemstones.
Oh, you have very pretty eyes.
Thank you.
Were you invited to the party as well?
Yes.
Do I think this bear's lying to me?
Do you want to give me insight?
Yes. That's a 18.
No, the bear's not lying to you.
Hmm.
Oh, I was going to ask you your name, but we're not supposed to do that here. Can I just call you Bear Jangles?
Yes, I think I like that.
Good. You can call me Hook. And that's Claw.
Hook it is.
And that's Smaller Claw.
Hook, Claw,
And
smaller
Claw Daddy and Claw Daddy 2.
Okay.
So you want to get some food and maybe some drinks?
Yes.
Good. You don't eat people, do you?
I
Today.
suppose it depends on what you consider to be people.
Well, other party guests. It's very rude.
Not unless you have fish that are party guests.
Unga quick does a mental checklist. I don't think there were any fish that were party guests. But I mean, if there were, there can't be many, and I'm sure they won't be missed. Let's go see what they have at the hors d'oeuvre table and see what we can't get you. Just act natural. I don't think anybody will notice.
So you come back in with this bear. I don't even know what to make you guys roll for this because is anybody gonna try to spin this, or is there just a bear at this party now?
I'm gonna pretend that there's just a bear at this party, and that's just the way it should be. And I'm helping him fix a plate.
Okay, I mean, like, the bear is at the party and you are helping him fix a plate, and like all sorts of weird things have happened already. So the guests are kind of chill.
Do you prefer mead or wine? It's honey mead. I give him a knowing look.
Oh, definitely mead. I like honey.
If anybody starts to have any kind of issue or whatever have you, like I would swoop in and I would do my just, whole gloss this over scenario if needed.
Oh, yes.
And then I will introduce the bear to the rest of my siblings. Although I'm translating with speak with animals. Although it only lasts 10 minutes, so hopefully.
Do you speak Sylvan by any chance?
Cassius.
Yeah, I speak Sylvan. Sorry. I just got back.
Sure. So Cassius can talk to the bear.
Cassius, this is Bear Jangles. And it doesn't speak common, but he might speak that Feywild language.
So immediately I start speaking Sylvan to this bear, saying, "Hi, are you you're of the Feywild, yes?"
Yes. The door was open. I came through it.
Tell me, how is it like running through the fields free?
I am a creature of the forests. And he's like got a jar and is trying to like stick his clawed hand in it to get the jam on the inside. Sticks his nose in there.
I help him out. I'm like, yeah, I take some jam and like, hey, you go, buddy. I am like, please let me help you, and I help him out.
So yeah, he'll take that and kind of let gravity do its work and give you like a thankful nod. And I don't know if you know this, but bears have very long tongues, so it just kind of gets in there and like gets all the jam out.
It was like, oh, like, well, that's fine, buddy. Everyone gets some. So what are your plans for tonight?
Well, I was invited into the party and I was told there would be fish. By that one pointing with a claw at Unga.
There's fish. Unga, you promised fish?
I didn't say fish. I said food. I said, do you consider people food? He says, what do you consider people? And he says, well, if they're not fish, it's fine. I said, there might be some fish, but I don't remember seeing any fish as guests. And there's not that many if there are. So if one or two of them went missing, no one would probably notice. But I didn't promise fish. Bears have terrible memories. They think with their bellies all the time.
Can I use prestidigitation to like make something taste like fish?
Yes, you absolutely can. You have made this bear a very happy party guest.
So whatever would be I feel like an appropriate thing for the bear to eat, I'll make it taste like fish and solve a bit of that issue.
Does anybody remember Spuds McKenzie from like the 80s or 90s?
Oh yeah.
Well, of course you do. You're old, Ted. Yeah, I feel like this bear. This bear is going to be the Spuds McKenzie of this party. Steven and Robin might have to YouTube that later.
I probably will.
Yeah.
But the bear is now a very contented party guest, and honestly seems pretty chill with everybody else too. And it's at about that time that there is a lightning strike outside, and it is very frustrated sounding. Like you can almost hear the swearing as a backdrop to it out there.
Uh,
I wish I.
Fairly dexterous. I'm gonna do a check roll real quick. All right, so that would be a 16 for initiative, in response to this. So I want to prestidigitate some sparks to kind of go along with the lightning strike.
Oh, and just like pass it off as being
More ambiance, more
okay.
things part of it. I have a guess as to where this is going, so I'm trying to build into that.
Yeah, and you
Would-
absolutely do. You spin that, and they all completely believe you. And the clouds are rolling in outside the room that you're all in, and it's getting a little bit dark out there. And nothing overt is happening in the house, however.
Can I
Oh,
go
man.
over to Sin's grandfather?
Yes,
And
he
I'll
looks
just be like,
perfectly fine and happy.
hello, Mr. Smiles.
Is that what you see?
Yes.
Who do I have to thank for that?
You have a very nice smile. I think you should do it more often. That
Just
being
told me to
said,
smile more.
I have a question for you, and this is very pertinent. And she'll like meet his eyes when she says this. Would you say that this has caused you a great deal of frustration and shame?
Yes.
Would you say that perhaps you will remember this for 100 years?
I will remember it for 250 at least.
And you think that perhaps, just perhaps, you might say that your social reputation has been set back in your mind at least 100 years?
And he's just like, he turns his head, and of course you see him smiling at Talus. Oh, so much more than that.
Wonderful. Thank you. And she'll just
In-
like
in
go
the-
away now. And
In the midst of all that, could I actually point out in the crowd who's the most drunkest?
It's the bear.
Yes, it is indeed the bear.
Despite
I
their
can't
enormous
do-
size and girth, they can't hold their liquor.
I can't do this to the bear. Second most possibly not of animal descent.
Yeah, the second drunkest person is just this noble woman who has proceeded to like drape herself over the back of a piano and is like trying to sing, and it's just not happening.
I definitely cast Crown of Madness on her.
Oh,
Oh my god.
oh,
She's drunk. I mean,
all right, yeah, no, she is. The party just got a lot more interesting. There are people now trying to contain the drunk woman. The paladin has
Who's
gotten
she trying
involved
to
with his
attack?
shield. Theodonis. Grandpa
Yeah.
Trisfeld not having a good time tonight.
if placates said hag and no one else thinks anything more of it, then sure, yeah.
So, can I go up to my room?
Mhm.
I will whisk away to my room and see if the hag is in the mirror.
She is, and it's very stormy behind her.
Well, hello. How are we doing in here?
It is not chaos and screaming that I hear down there.
Oh, no, but you have succeeded. You have paid back more than twofold because he will never live this reputation down. And she begins like spouting all the things and then finishes with, you know the rules. You had your fun. you had your revenge. And any more would owe a favor.
You're right. You're right, it would. Okay. Good enough to call this one even for now.
For now.
And she smiles. I might have picked up another deal while I was here. And she
Can I
starts
use
to
my
vanish.
insight to see if I know who it is?
Mhm.
Oh,
You can
dear.
have advantage on your insight check, in fact, because he said he might do it in front of you.
Uh-huh. And I'm still rolling like crap. I got a 13 total.
No, I think that's high enough.
Oonga.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, you're still here. Hello.
Oh, not for long, dear. And then she vanishes.
At this time, I would like to believe the drunk lady slaps the paladin in, so his helmet kind of like switched
Oh yeah, that is
over, you know?
absolutely a thing that happens completely.
Cool. And I imagine Sid's grandfather's like, fuck, kill me, as he's smiling.
Yes.
The entire time.
Yeah. It takes like 5 elves to carry that woman out. And as things start to wind down for the night, you are left with, something that is a whole lot more peaceful than you thought it was going to be for the end of this disaster. But even after all of the guests begin to depart, the ballroom is still a forest.
But we're
Wow.
like at the house.
Yes. Just inside the house. It doesn't look any different from outside. There are no trees sticking up out of the roof. It is just the ballroom is a forest.
I'll make sure, especially knowing what grandfather was intending. I'll make sure that every woman that was trying to chat me up gets any kind of final say, a goodbye, gets my full attention for all of it. Do the typical diligence of any guest that wishes to offer any kind of like parting word or whatnot. I'll man the door if need be, and do the whole thing and proper noble it up.
I'm gonna bro walk Mr. Bear Jangles to my room and put him to bed in my bed and tuck
Okay.
him in, and then me, Sheldon, Shelly, and Fernando will form a sleep pile on the floor.
I'm convinced Unga is like a Pokemon master at this point.
Oh, he
Just
is.
saying.
That is what this character does.
You weren't even here for the friends that he made and said goodbye to.
So yeah. I know that it's a bit early, but you guys
Could I get a minute?
absolutely.
All right. So as everybody else departs, I want to, get another moment with Talus,
Okay.
if she is indeed willing.
Oh yeah, she's still here. She's been like carrying her sword in its scabbard, mind you. Like she didn't belt it on over the dress or anything. She's just been holding it in her hand.
So it appears that the possible problem for the evening was able to be rectified in some way, shape, or form, and that the chaos didn't quite happen the way we thought it was going to. We still had chaos, though.
We definitely still had chaos. I didn't see hide nor hair of a hag, though. I mean, I've seen the effects. Obviously, this is some very potent magic. I thought that was an illusion at first.
Well, I'm certain that there were some of the things here could have been illusions by my dear brother, but I don't know how much was him or how much it was her.
Well, this was quite irregular, but I can safely say I've never been happier not to have to do the paperwork. And she smiles at you.
Well, you are long past paperwork. That kind of leads me to another train of thought. Now, I don't know what is the best way at doing this. So I'm just going to do it. And I reach in, to underneath my shirt, and I pull out this necklace that one side has like a shard of a mirror that's been put into an odd shaped casing. Like clearly it's been custom made to fit whatever this shard of glass is. I've been carrying this for quite some time, and what I hold here has greatly affected who I am and in a way of who I'm trying to be. My siblings and I some time ago went into a temple, and there were 4 mirrors, and they all showed different things. This shard is the biggest piece that was left. It's supposed to show us what we want from the future. And until I looked in the mirror, I didn't completely know what it was. And I don't wish to cloud or change your future in any way, shape, or form. And I just kind of hold it out in the palm of my hand.
Sorry.
If you wish to take a look.
She will take it from you for a moment and study it for some time. I do believe she would still see her own rather than the one that you've been seeing.
Yes. She would,
okay.
That's entirely what I'm looking at.
Okay. And she looks into it for a long moment, and she sort of nods like she has gleaned some kind of insight from that before offering it back to you. Thank you.
So you don't need to share anything beyond, what, anything. I'm not trying to in any way, shape, or form pressure you to share. This was something that I, like I said, felt changed me.
She smiles at that. I will not be going on to Luster, but I will also not be continuing right on with your group. I think what I'm going to do for the time being is stay here with your mother and help prepare her for what she's about to do. And then what?
What is she about to do?
Oh, we had quite a long chat. She's got plans. She's going on an adventure. I don't think that I'm going on this adventure with her, but she is training for it, and she's going to need help.
Well, any help that you might be able to give her. I don't know whether you've ascertained everything that's going on here, but I care very much for her, and
I know.
Her come to any harm.
And you will always come back here eventually. And I will be here when you do.
That is nice to know.
All right. Does anybody else have anything?
Just one quick thing is I cuddle up with Sheldon.
Yes.
And I scratch his shell with my hook. I just thought of something earlier when Sin started talking to us and Talus was there. Talus isn't related to us or anyone, and she's not related to anyone that's related to us. I think Sin and Talus would make a good couple. We should get them together before it's too late. We should think about that, but don't tell anybody, buddy.
Oh. Unga is such a good brother. It hurts my soul.
Unga's a good brother, but he may not always be a good person.
No, you don't have to be a good person to be a good brother, and good brother matters more.
That is all I got.
All right. Yes.
So just after he says that and he's about to go to sleep, your door slams wide open and you hear a very livid Prudence say, "What deal did you make?"
That is a good note to cut off on, and that is where I'll pick you guys back up next week.
Perfect.
It was
Thanks,
not the
everyone.
cliffhanger.
Thank you, everyone, for playing. Thank you, Robin, for running. Awesome session as always. And thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us and watching those bastards. We will be back next week at the same time. So until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.